The city of New York has gotten a basketball title for the first time in 51 years. Shame on you, New York Knicks. Shame on you. One of the baddest shooters to ever play the game of basketball. Shot 1 of 19 from the field. She ended the game with a fantastic 5 points. I don't know how Patrick Mahomes does it. He has nobody but Travis Kelce and a bag of chips, and he just still wins games. He stays undefeated. Who's their leading receiver right now? Who's the Chiefs' leading receiver? Exactly, Field. And he's not a bad quarterback. That's the crazy part about this. He's not a bad quarterback. I don't think there'll ever be a day where Aaron Rodgers is a bad quarterback. However, I think it's time we realize that he's just now a good quarterback and he's not a great quarterback anymore. Mic check 1, 2. What's good? I'm Mukundi, ITALKSPORTS. Episode 10, baby. Episode 10. That's 10 of them things. That's 10 straight weeks. Well, 10 and a half, considering that I did 9 a couple days ago, which is why, as you can see, I'm pink the last time. So that you can see me, the boy looks clean in pink, and I don't just have black and white t-shirts. But anyway, we are here. Let's start it off here. Are you well? Are you okay? Comment section is down there. Mukundi, are you well? Angie, are you well?
I'm fantastic, except for Chelsea losing 4-2, but anyway.
How's Liverpool doing?
I don't care about that.
Exactly. Shout out Liverpool, because this dude, whenever the Ravens lose, this dude is on me. So now, finally, I can get a chance to say something about Chelsea, which I know nothing about. But anyway, as I was saying, you can just tell me, right? Mukundi, I'm well. Thank you. How are you? New York, stand up. The city of New York has gotten a basketball title for the first time in 51 years. Shame on you, New York Knicks. Shame on you. Breanna Stewart had to come to save you. Sabrina Ionescu had to come to save you. Sure, granted, Game 5 was weird. So anyway, what am I talking about? The New York Liberty are your the reigning, defending 2024 WNBA champions. Congratulations to them. And your finals MVP was Jonquel Jones. So now she's an NBA MVP. She's a finals MVP. She's a champion. Bunch of other accolades from all WNBA teams to All-Star NBA, All-Star games and everything. So she's going to do well. She's still got a great career ahead of her. But that's not what I want to talk about. What I want to talk about is how this was such an anticlimactic end to a great series. This has been a competitive series, a great series. I know I didn't talk about it here, but the WNBA finals were lit, bro. They were lit. Every game came down to the wire. I will never forget that shot that Sabrina Ionescu took. Bang, bing, bink, bink, bam. And the shot went in. Breanna Stewart dropped 30 that game, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about the shot. But anyway, so a very anticlimactic end. The referees just, man... So there was a foul at the end of the game. I don't think it was a foul. There was a little pee-pee touch. Just let the players play. This is the final game of the series, the final game of the year, and you're gonna let it all come down to the referees dictating how that goes? Really? In a finals game, you're gonna let the referees dictate how that goes? Nah, bro. That can't work. It didn't necessarily Well, it did affect the game, but it didn't necessarily cost them the championship. There's a plethora of reasons why the Lynx lost that game. Shout out to the Minnesota Lynx. They got so far. Shout out to the New York Liberty. I will never forgive them for what they did to my Asia Wilson. But shout out to the New York Liberty, man. They got in there. They got things handled. They took care of business. Shout out to their role players. Do you know why I say that? Let me tell you the stats real quick. Breanna Stewart, one of the greatest players in the history of the league. 3-time champion, Breanna Stewart. Here are her stats. 4 of 15, 13 points shooting 4 of 15 from the field. Oh, but wait, there's more. Sabrina Ionescu, one of the baddest shooters to ever do it. One of the baddest shooters to ever live. She she gave Steph a run for his money in the three-point contest this year, which was actually pretty fun. I hope that NBA does that again with a different player and with different players from both leagues. But that was fun. She gave Steph Curry the time of his life during the All-Star break. Here's what she did. Are you ready? Let me not even drink my water. Sabrina Ionescu shot 1 of 19 from the field. One of the baddest shooters to ever play the game of basketball. Shot 1 of 19 from the field. She ended the game with a fantastic 5 points. Shout out to her. Man, the Liberty could have built a house with all those bricks they were throwing up last night. I don't know how the Lynx lost that game, but anyway, there go your champions. Shout out to the New York Liberty, man. They got New York their first basketball championship in 51 years. In 51 years. And the state of New York as a whole has finally won a title in any sport since 2011 when the Giants did it. Tom Brady, Huskies, Eli Manning exists for a reason. But shout out to the WNBA, great season. Shout out Asia Wilson, she had a historic season. She set the record for the most points scored in a season. Finally, the first ever player to break the 1,000-point club. She also led the league in rebounds, setting a new record. Even almost had a great season, almost had the perfect season. If she made it to the finals, I wasn't even gonna be mad at her if she didn't win, but just make it to the finals. Show us that you were here. You did something. But unanimous MVP, so can't even be mad. Caitlin Clark won Rookie of the Year. I don't think there was a debate there. She played well. I don't like all the hate that she gets sometimes, because I'm like, she's balling. Why are you hating? She's doing well. Angel Reese got injured, but we'll see what happens next season. She was well on her way to breaking that rebounding record. However, she got injured, and then Asia Wilson just stepped in and took over. Staying with basketball, Hoops is back. Well, Hoops been back, but Hoops is back. So Tuesday, the 22nd of October, the NBA season is going to start. And I told you last week, I want Luka to win MVP. Kawhi should retire. I want to see how teams are doing. I want to see how Russell Westbrook is going to play in Denver, because I think Denver really had a weird offseason last year. They really had a weird postseason, my bad, because we all thought they would at least get back to the finals. We didn't, even if they didn't win, we thought they would at least get back to the finals, but Minnesota had something to say about that. So, Askis, Jokic, at least you had more time with your horses this year, innit? So we shall see how that goes. We shall see how it goes moving forward. I expect Boston to get back to the finals. I want to see what's going to happen in Milwaukee with Giannis and Dame, because some way, somehow, it just doesn't seem to be clicking. But now they had a full postseason together. They probably ran some plays. They probably know what to do now. Hopefully Chris Middleton will play like Chris Middleton. When it comes postseason, that boy turns into prime Jordan, and he just be making shots and doing everything that he has to do. I still think losing Drew Holiday hurt them. But they still a good team, and I expect them to do amazing throughout the regular season. Miami will some way, somehow sneak into the finals. Watch. With nothing but Jimmy Butler and a bunch of bus drivers, Miami will some way, somehow get to the finals. I don't know how Pat Riley and Eric Spoelstra do it, but shout out to them. What a well-run organization. And that's all the basketball that I have for you. And it was a pretty great WNBA season. I expect it to be a great NBA season. I want to see how Bronny is going to do, because I told you LeBron James Jr. needs to go to the G League, but we will talk about that another time. Give me a week, maybe 2. Let's see how he really does it. Let's see if D'Lo will keep his minutes.
Where D'Lo at?
He taking shots. And that's going to be fun. Okay. Let's do this. Week number 7. Week 7. Let's get violent. Man, and then there was one. Last week, there were 2 undefeated teams in the league Now there's just one, and that's the Kansas City Chiefs. I don't know how Mahomes does it, bro. I don't know how Patrick Mahomes does it. He has nobody but Travis Kelce and a bag of chips, and he just still wins games. He stays undefeated. Who's their leading receiver right now? Who's the Chiefs' leading receiver? Exactly. It's Xavier Worthy. I think it's Travis Kelce. I think. You know why? Rashee Rice, injured. Brown, injured. Everybody else, gone. And he's still doing it. They lost the other receiver. I think his name is Pachenko. I could be mispronouncing it. But I don't know how Patrick Mahomes has such a compromised roster. And he's not even playing the best football of his... Man, this has been such a weird career. This has been such a weird season for Mahomes. Probably the worst start to his career, to his season in his entire career that I've personally seen. And I think I've been watching football for as long as Mahomes has been playing in the NFL, at least. Let me tell you what happened. So last night we got a Super Bowl rematch, and I was excited for this. I was like, yeah, let's see what's going to happen. The 49ers against the Kansas City Chiefs. And it was I was looking forward to this game. I was so excited. I was happy. I had my popcorn and I had my drinks and I was ready to watch it. What happened? Here's what happened. The Chiefs beat the 49ers 28-18. This game wasn't even close. I just watched it and I was just like, man. But shout out Kansas defense. Kansas defense is coming up. As much as the offense is compromised and they just hoping on Mahomes to perform miracles, which he's still doing till this day. Shout out to Patrick Mahomes. The defense is coming up. They top notch. And Mahomes didn't even play great. Listen to this. 16 of 27, 154 yards with 2 interceptions. How did Brock Purdy do? I'm glad you asked. Let me tell you. Brock Purdy threw 17 of 31 with 212 yards and 3 interceptions. Not a single touchdown pass this entire game. Mad, isn't it? I know. But I think the 49ers are just very compromised. I don't know what happened to Deebo Samuels. And they really need Christian McCaffrey. Christian McCaffrey has been out with an Achilles injury for a while now, and that really, really, really hurt them. You could argue that he's their best player, probably after Deebo, because Brock Purdy Brock Purdy needs to get his respect. I need y'all to stop giving Brock Purdy this game manager title. However, he does need to start playing better. But I need y'all to stop giving Brock Purdy this game manager title. He's doing well. He got to the Super Bowl. Nobody expected him to do that. So let's give him his props. I start. Anyway, so that happened. And then we moved over to the other undefeated team. Not anymore. But to the other undefeated team, the Minnesota Vikings. Oh boy. But I'm not going to lie. I picked them to lose that game. I picked the Detroit Lions to win that game. Simply because I expected both teams to put up points. And they did. It was a very close game. It came right down to the wire. Field goal. Won them the game. And it came right down to the wire. 29-31 was the final score. And what a great game. Peak entertainment. Justin Jefferson has glue on his hands, bro. He has magnets on his hands. Some way, somehow, he just catches that ball. He just catches it and he does well. Jared Goff and Sam Darnold are playing the best football they've both played in their entire careers. I can't believe I'm saying this, but they might be the 2 best performing quarterbacks right now. Not the best quarterbacks, but in terms of performances and what they're doing for their team, I don't think anybody's doing it better right now. Why am I saying that? Jared Goff threw for a total of 280 yards, making 22 out of 25 passes, and he threw for 2 touchdowns with 0 interceptions. The crazy part about that stat is that he had a perfect first half. Didn't miss a single pass. The whole first half. Didn't miss a single pass. Remember that game where he had 18 for 18? Yeah, we thought that was impressive. Nah, he just had a perfect first half. He didn't have an incompletion until halfway into the third quarter, and that was pretty cool. Sam Darnold played really, really, really well as well. I can't say enough about Sam Darnold. I'm so happy to see him balling out like this. He's balling his ass off, man. He's playing. He's doing good. Sam Darnold made 22 of 27 passes, threw for 251 yards, had one touchdown and one interception. And that one touchdown is just the one where Justin Jefferson, man, I watched that. I was like, how did he catch that? It's impossible for him to catch that. But the Vikings are firing on all cylinders. Despite the loss, I still believe them to be one of the best teams in the league. Top 5 for sure. Despite the loss, they're going to bounce back. They're probably going to play very well until the end of the season. Speaking of playing very well until the end of the season, Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams, New York Jets, what's happening? We already know what's happening with all the drama. They fired their coach, and Aaron Rodgers is not playing like Aaron Rodgers, but then again, he's 40 years old. So I think Grandpa needs to get off the field. And he's not a bad quarterback. That's the crazy part about this. He's not a bad quarterback. I don't think there'll ever be a day where Aaron Rodgers is a bad quarterback. However, I think it's time we realize that he's just now a good quarterback and he's not a great quarterback anymore. You get what I'm trying to say? I expect him to have an Aaron Rodgers-esque game before the end of the season, but that's going to be really hard because right now, as it stands, the Jets are 2-5. The season is over, in my opinion. I said it when they traded for Devontae Adams. They're going to have to play damn near perfect football for them to salvage the season. I don't see them doing it anymore. They have to win at least 9 out of their next 10 games. I do not see that happening. They have a very nice schedule. Their schedule is looking really good and easy. But guess what? That means other teams are also looking at their schedule and say, we're playing the Jets. Barbecue chicken. We got this. We got this, man. Don't even come to practice this week. You understand? Because their defense was top-notch last year. Their defense was top-notch. All they needed was an offense. Now their defense has gone down the way. The offense, don't even get me started on the offense, man. I don't know what's happening with Aaron Rodgers. Let me tell you. But also, the Steelers did really good. I'm not giving the Steelers their props that they deserve. Russell Wilson started over Justin Fields, which at first I was like, why is this happening? Justin Fields is playing great football. He hasn't made a single mistake, or he's at least doing enough to give the team a good record. And you're just going to put him on the bench and start a 34-year-old Russell Wilson? Cool. Well, he started slow, but he did pick up. So Russell Wilson made 16 of 29 passes. Like I said, he started slow, but he picked it up. And he threw for 264 yards with 2 touchdown passes. Aaron Rodgers, on the other hand, made 24 of 39 passes, 276 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. What is happening? Why trade for Devontae Adams if he's not going to do what he's supposed to do? But then again, he's a 30-year-old receiver who's playing with a 40-year-old quarterback on a team without a coach and a team that has a dwindling defense, and the offense hasn't had an identity in the last couple of years. The Jets are the basement team in New York. It's the Giants, Actually, you know what? The Giants have been trash, but simply because they're the only one that got a ring and a banner, it's fine. I'll put them ahead. It's the Giants, it's the Bills, and then we have the Jets right there. Same thing with the Lakers and the Clippers. Same story. So Aaron Rodgers hasn't been playing well. Don't let the 276 yards fool you. He has not been playing to the standards that we expect of Aaron Rodgers. Unfortunately, with greatness comes great expectations, and you're not meeting them, unfortunately. Devontae Adams, same thing. I thought you were the best receiver in the league. Not anymore. I'm giving that title to Justin Jefferson because you haven't shown me enough. You went to the Las Vegas Raiders to play with your boy, and that didn't work. Now instead of going to the Chiefs, which I thought he should have done, he should have gone to the Chiefs because they need a number 1 receiver. And I think Patrick Mahomes or Devontae Adams at this point in both their careers could have gelled well and they could have played well. But no, once again, the bromance. He went to play with his boy. What's happening? It's not going well. But unfortunately, we shall see how it goes because let me just give him grace and say it's his first game playing with Aaron Rodgers in 2 years. But he did spend the weekend at his house and hopefully they got some playing done. But I don't see it. And man, I'm running out of time. UFC is on the way. Let's stick with the violence. UFC. This Saturday, the 26th, we are in Abu Dhabi. So UFC 308. We got Max Blessed Holloway fighting Ilya Topuria. I don't like Ilya Topuria. He's a great fighter. Great fighter. But he put Volkanovski to sleep, man. What can I say? There's going to be a great fight. There's going to be a great fight. And in the co-main event, we have Robert Whittaker against Khamzat Chimaev. I can't believe Khamzat Chimaev is going to fight. Let me not jinx it. We still have another 5 days to go through, and you never know. They could sneeze in his direction and he'll get sick and cancel the fight. Let's hope it doesn't happen. It's going to be a great fight. It's going to be a great weekend for violence. Francis Ngannou. The Predator is back in mixed martial arts and in 2 minutes managed to put Renan Ferreira to sleep. A humongous man, a behemoth of a man. He managed to just put him to sleep, and that was pretty fun. His first MMA fight in almost 3 years, and he hasn't fought since January 2022 when he fought Cyril Gane. His first fight in an octagon in 3 years, and he just got in there and he took care of business. Anyway, that was episode number 10. Shout out. Thank you to everybody that's been on this journey. And we still going further, my boy. We still going further. Episode 10. That's 10 of them things. Let's see how far we go. Well, sky's the limit now, Anyway, go enjoy. The Ravens are playing tonight as of recording. The Ravens are going to be playing tonight. And God, please. Please. Anyway, the Ravens are playing. It's going to be great. Let's wait what happens in week 7. Let's wait to see what happens in week 8. The NBA season is starting. It's a great time for sports. And then on Saturday, we shall get violent. I'm so happy this fight is happening on a Saturday and not on a Sunday, because that means I can sleep in and not have to wake up at 5 a.m. This has been great. This has been fun. Let's do this again in a couple days. And as always, enjoy the violence.